hold on.
No, she's good.
Margaret Sterk is their daughter, and her burial spot is over here somewhere.
Now, Kate and Ben Sterk, that would be, that was Grandma's brother. Okay, so we got Grandma and Grandpa over here.
Yeah, no, we'll get the shots over there later. Yeah, I can see it. What we'll do is we'll get the voiceover, and then later I'll get all the shots and close-ups, and then we can edit it together.
Okay.
Now, Kathy, right straight down through here where that little shepherd's hook is with the stop cross on top,
Uh-huh.
that's my mom and dad.
Oh, okay, okay.
And this little one with the red flowers as you're proceeding there, I think that is,
This one?
is that Pete? It's your left there.
Yeah.
Looks like it says Pete.
That's okay.
And who is Pete?
Pete was a brother to Ben and my mom.
Okay, one of Grandma Rickrow's brothers. No what? No family?
He was a bachelor.
Okay. Which trinkum is that over there? Right past you, Jean, with the pink flowers. What trinkum? I know there's a bunch of them over there too.
I just grabbed what
Ooh,
I had in the
Leo.
garage. So,
Heard of them, but don't think I know it.
Leo and Irene.
Huh?
Irene.
Oh, okay.
That's your cousin.
Yeah, I did know.
And this is Edward and Lillian Trinkum.
Oh, that one's Jean's by.
Yeah, that's... Is Irene dead?
Irene, let's see.
Yep.
Yeah, I think she. Yeah. See, I think she is.
I remember that. She used to live up on the road to Mary, right? I don't know. I saw her in Preston all the time. I don't know where she lived.
Well, she had a few different places where she lived.
now some of you guys that like to walk, because I'm not going to walk. These are the shape. One, oh, this would take the price tag off.
They won't know.
This is all I had in my garage, so one for my folks and one for Pete. And then this one we put on
Great
for
Uncle
Grandma.
Pete, did you say?
Yep, Great Uncle Pete. He's right here.
One thing I remember about Grandma Sterk's house, she had a lot of camera meal, and they used that to make tea.
Oh, there you go. This is for your folks, you said?
Yeah, right where that shepherd's hook is with the cross on top. There's no flowers here, it's just leaves, but it's color.
It's fall color, so it works.
Mm-hmm. It'll look pretty when the snow shines on it. Let's see. I'll have to go back that way to put,
One thing about it, this place is full of names I knew, but I didn't know the people
Yeah.
that I know.
now.
Okay.
Where
You
they
guys keep
belong.
going. We're actually looking for Aunt Catherine's tombstone, and we can never find it.
Aunt Catherine.
There can't be but 100 people here.
On Mom, on the Dietrich side. It was Ryder, right?
Yeah.
Now, Grandma's sister is way over in that outer row. Mary Underberg. My mother had 4 sisters. Only one of them grew to adulthood, and I think she passed away like when she was about 26.
Mm.
And
That's right. Catherine Ryder.
I think that skinny one maybe where Kathy's just going by, that might be hers. Underberg is the says that one of them had appendicitis, but at that time they didn't know what to do about it.
Right.
And I don't remember what the other two had. Jerry, did you ever get out here in the summertime? I think it's the last Sunday in June, maybe, where they open those altars. They have a mass inside. They open the altars. They give you sheets of music, and you just parade all the way around.
Nope, never been.
And then the priest stops and says some prayers at each altar. So
Well, I saw the one way down there, yeah.
and
There should be. I can't see it. See the one here.
And there's one over here.
Yeah, cut that.
We brought, Leon and I brought Aunt Jane out once, and she just thought it was the greatest thing ever.
Never seen anything like it, huh?
Well, let's go up this way.
Well, it's always nice and neat up here anytime I've ever been here.
Well, look at that cross they made out of piping. I've never noticed that before.
Well, it's got a heart on it.
Yeah.
That's a neat idea.
And a heck of a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And look, I'm already halfway there.
Ready for you.
I'm so.
Girls, how do you like this one right up here? Made out of a pipe.
Yeah, I like that. I saw that.
They took out the water spigot apparently. There used to be a water spigot right along here. And there used to be a great big
I'm a fan of it.
tree, what do you call them, a chestnut tree.
Mm.
And brought my brother Joe out once after he wasn't driving him, and he just had a fit.
Over which one?
Brother Joe.
Oh, yeah,
Brother Joe.
over what?
They cut down his chestnut tree. He says, I watched that thing grow up.
Oh, this tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet you he did have a fit.
We used to pick up the chestnuts from there. They said that if you carry a chestnut, it's supposed to be good luck.
Well, it's
I can't-
supposed to help your rheumatism.
Really?
That's what I was told.
Oh.
And did you believe it?
Oh, I don't know. I have rheumatism, so
Well, I have one in my I have one in my purse, but the trouble is I seldom take my purse along anymore. Oh dear.
Well, it's good luck when you have your purse.
Oh, here it is. Right in front. Oh.
You guys have been searching the entire cemetery, and it's been right here.
We always think she's over the corner, but she never. We always think she's over there.
Who you got there?
Aunt Catherine Ryder.
Oh, Catherine Ryder.
Because Bill and Lowena are here,
Yeah?
and Catherine and Francis are here. And then,
I don't know how you pronounce her name, but it's. I don't think it's.
isn't it Lowena?
Lavina.
Lavina?
Lavina.
That's the one they used to call Vinny.
Yeah.
Because she lived across the street here in that farmhouse. And
No, that's the thing.
her husband passed away, and then Uncle Ben passed away. And Aunt Kate moved in with her sister Vinny over there. And then Bob Sterk moved into the home house.
If you named me after Aunt Catherine, okay.
Never knew.
That's all right. Jane, what's your name?
Virginia.
Yeah, I did know that.
I always
Just
tell this.
hat, grab it out of the hat with the names, are you?
You're named off a TV show, so.
I don't.
Grandpa Sterk's. Oh, that breeze just feels so wonderful.
It's almost a little too cool for what I got on.
Well, I'm glad I threw my jacket on. I got out of the car and it was way colder than I expected.
You know what? I wonder if there wasn't another one of those.
Over in the corner
The
that's
other
got knocked
corner.
down. I can't tell if it's knocked down or if it's just behind a grove of trees.
Talking about the tree.
We're talking about the little altar.
Well, that little
Because there's one in the back corner here off to the right, and there should be one to the left, you would think, but we can't
Yeah.
see it.
When Frank and Mary and Ray's little granddaughter Celia was out here once when she was pretty small, and we were explaining to her that those bushes were soybeans. She says, no, they're soil beans. How old are your two?
8 and 5,
8 and 5.
and my daughter's about to turn 9 in November. Less than a month.
What I remember most about her is how much hair she has.
Yep, and still there.
Oh.
Super long, and he likes his long too. So he's got this like little 70s, 80s curls things going on. The other one cut. Mostly because he doesn't like the barber, but
Yeah, he needed a little transplant for somebody. I don't know how much. Well, I suppose I'll have to see who will drive out to DeWitt for the funeral. It is Saturday.
funerals when?
I don't know when. Probably about the middle of the week. What do you
well,
think?
yeah, it's usually 3 or 4 days or so.
Yeah. Steve's off Wednesday and Thursday, I think.
Unless we were just wandering away.
That wind is really whooping around.
Must be on Harry Wayne someplace around too.
There was, really then the looking Dave, Terry,
Yeah.
Dusty, Grandma Grandpa Sterk.
Yeah.
And the one lady, she went to Chicago, and I guess she did pretty well for herself. I don't know what she did, but she left thousands of dollars to the church here.
What she did. Yeah, that was Emma's name.
Yeah. And
Dad's sister. Sister-in-law.
our new church there in Clinton, we had 2 campaigns over 5 years. You could just put in like on a monthly basis what you want, contribute, and then they had like 4,000 to 5,000 saved ahead when they built the church, and then right a year or two after, it's only 6 years old, I think. 2 bachelors, and one was a service person. Now, how they could save this money? They left $1.5 million to the church.
Holy mackerel.
So that paid off the church debt. And then the new priest we have here now, he will not, they want to build a new church hall. He won't do it until most of their money is in the bank. He don't believe in doing things on credit.
Right.
You know, he's probably smart there. Who knows?
Yeah, you can't luck out on having rich bachelors die off all the time.
No.
Don't want to count on that.
You can't tell him. Might run out of them.
That's right.
Now, I'm not sure where Margaret Higgins,
Let's see, what Sterk is over there?
that's Grandma and Grandpa Sterk, Joseph and Margaret.
Oh, that's theirs?
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
And this is this writer, who?
The one with the flowers? Oh, that one.
I don't know who they belong to. It's not my cousins.
Yeah, that was the one that we talked about earlier because he had just died in June. Doesn't even have grass over it yet, so dirt.
See, my cousin Francis was the one that was, he was not a bright child. He was. I think he died quite a while ago. But then there was more in the family too. Like, right offhand, I can't think of their names. But.
Well, I think it's a good idea. We were waiting, but at this point, they're 82 and 87. How much longer are we going to wait? Wait till they get old.
Yeah, this is our riders. Yeah. And Jean took pictures. The 4 metal crosses that we were over by, that's Grandpa Diedrich's, Grandpa George's siblings. 3 of them died as infants. 1 of them died as a 5-year-old. Those 4 crosses mark those.
Oh, those 4 little ones. Is there some kind of a sign over there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then there's a plaque that says, Rosemary, Viola, Leo, Nick. It has all their names.
Now, Viola was not a child, baby though.
Viola wasn't a baby? How old was Viola?
I don't know just how old she was, but she had to be, she was 6 years old, a small child, 6 or 7 maybe.
Rosemary died after going into the hospital, and she ended up getting pneumonia in the hospital and dying, right?
That sounds right.
What happened to Viola? Do you remember?
No, I don't know.
I'd actually say
Viola's right close to my age.
The 2 boys were babies?
Yeah, 2 boys were babies.
I should call over here sometime and see if I can find out if they have anything recorded. We don't know where my mother's 3 younger sisters are.
Oh, really?
I thought they said that they had wood crosses and the crosses deteriorated, they weren't replaced. But I thought they were up here someplace too.
No, just names.
Just names? And Aunt Jean, we've heard different stories on your mother too. Was your mother a twin?
Yes.
She was a twin, and the other twin's name was Catherine. Is that right?
I don't know.
That's what I've been told.
I'll have to go and talk to George. A lot of things he
He knew.
remembers better than I do.
Well, I know there was a Catherine. I remember that, but I don't know who Catherine belonged.
But Grandma's twin died as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, for the family reunion, the family name apparently is Jean, because somebody was counting them. And I was like, don't forget me. I'm a Jean. I'm a Jean. They didn't know who I was. They're like, oh, there's a Jean.
Not I'm a Jean. Jean.
My name is Gene.
I did see the name Imogene along here somewhere. So how is business, Miss Jean?
Well, if I ever showed up, it'd probably be really good.
As far as I tell, no one shows up, so what's the point?
Actually,
You're taking
I have
it
a
easy,
closing
huh?
on Friday. And I've got another pending. I'm actually ahead in numbers of houses over ever, but not price-wise because they're small ones.
Did we want to run up to Brown Station or Bob's? Is it Bob? Not Bob. Yeah, Bob. That lives at the Sterk homestead. And how long has that been in the family?
Long time.
Well, we moved from there in 1930. Grandpa
just don't
Sterk had
remember
2
that.
farms, and that was
bet.
one of the farms.
It might have been before I was born.
And when Uncle Ben got home from the First World War, he had been gassed and he had some health problems. And my mother said, Grandpa came to her and he says, you are going to take care of your brother. That is not your mother's job. So that's what she did. She took care of, and when Ben and Kate got married, then we had to move out of that house and Grandpa gave it to them. How long Grandpa had it, I don't know. But my parents were born were married in 1912.
And they were living there then?
I don't think so.
My mother was born in.
But it was already in the family.
Grandma was born in
yeah, it's in the
1912.
family.
But she was a December baby.
Yeah, she was December.
Okay, what month did Grandma and Grandpa get married?
February.
Oh, they cutting that one close. Grandma was
February.
born in December.
Plenty of time. 10 months.
Well, it's 9 months, so.
Yeah,
My mother used to say, the first one takes 9 months, and after that they can come anytime. Where she got all those things, I don't know.
That saying was
Some were pretty
said
good.
by a lot of older people.
So,
Pretty funny.
First one comes at 7-ish months.
Sorry.
and Mike and I were married
Deputy
almost 3 years before we had Michael. And one of Mike's brothers, Don, was chumming around with Jim. And my mother says, one day they came in, well, what are they doing to not be having any kids yet? We weren't doing anything because I don't know that they had anything you could take back then. That was 65 years ago.
No, I don't think there was.
Oh, dear. In fact, Mike was tired of waiting, so he says, you and I are going to the doctor and have a talk. And he looked at Mike and he says, you just be patient, so come when they're ready.
there you go.
So
What do you do?
that was a waste of a doctor call.
Well, he had to find out, so that
Yeah,
probably
well, settled his question, so.
yeah. And you get people start to relax, and all of a sudden there's a pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were married, what, 7 years? Of course, I had something then,
Something like that, yeah.
before Ariana was born.
Are we done at Sugar Creek?
Did you guys find Mary Sterk Underwood over there?
No.
No, we were looking. We'll go look.
So you guys were looking for the one that's right here.
Yeah, we were this one. Mary Sterk Underwood.
And who would Mary Sterk Underwood be?
My mother's sister. She was the only one that grew to adulthood.
Oh,
No.
okay. Out of how many?
5 girls. See, where that,
2 girls.
some of those real old, that tall one there, and then that other one over there,
She said maybe that little thin one right here, Kathy, if you look straight down now, the second to last one might be it.
Kathy's getting warm.
What is that? Skin on the monkey? Is that what they say? Skinning something. At the end, right there.
Right along there, somewhere it was.
All the ones you guys looked at, looking for the person who's over here.
Probably got the wrong person out there walking. John Proust?
That's relation on the Dietrich side, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mary Kay Enderberg,
Yeah,
right here.
okay.
Well, she's a-
Yeah, it's listed as Mary Kay Enderberg.
It's under Berg or under Wood?
Underberg.
Oh, okay.
So she never. Oh, never mind.
Are there any dates on it?
John Bruce, she's got a good 1885 to 1933. Is that right?
I've been 3 years old.
50 something.
No, that would have to be another one, Mary.
Now there must be another one.
Yeah.
What year are we looking for?
Well, it should have.
But it is.
It would have been between 1895 and 1900. But I always thought it was up in that area, but you know, it looks like there's less stones there now. Maybe some broke and they took them down.
Possible.
And they don't mark them up again.
Well, they keep like records so they don't dig anyone up accidentally, but they don't mark them if the family doesn't pay for them. See the one over there? It's actually a full bench with the back and everything.
Mm-hmm. That was nice. I'm right about down where it does that. My husband worked with him, and his wife is buried over there. Winkler,
Find any winklers?
it's way over in the corner.
Yeah, you can see the winkler from here.
There are a whole bunch of them right here.
Okay.
Who are they?
Oh, it's just somebody we know.
We didn't see the only here today.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's not right. That would have to be a relative.
Oh, see, there's the water.
Oh. Well, just looking back and forth as we were with the car.
Yeah. I looked around, but I didn't look this direction.
Oh dear.
Just trying to remember where the water spout was, because that's kind of like a...
Water hydrant.
Yeah, there's the metal crosses up there.
Yeah. There's a couple of wooden ones right there.
There's all them.
Those little ones, is there any names by
The tiny one here, the one that's like really ornate. See, it does have a name in the front. I can't see what it is from here.
those? Some
The wooden ones, unless they're carved, I mean, you can't
yeah.
tell at all. It looks like someone took them out and put them on cement pylons so they don't rot away.
Yeah, you can see where it's pounded in.
People over there.
Look at that, it's a wedding.
Wedding.
Robin
Yeah, we were talking about those.
and JJ have been
But that was for someone else.
taking outside.
I don't see much of them.
Got some old ones here. 1885.
I wonder if they have the dates wrong.
When did she die?
You know about how old she was when she died?
John and Joe were older than Grandma. Grandma was born in 1895. I figured like between 1895 and 1900, somewhere in there.
Oh, she was a young.
She was only 26 when she died.
Oh no, so this one died in 33 and was born in the
Yeah, right.
1800s, so that was too old.
Okay. I don't know where she's at.
Did like the neighborhood.
As far as I can remember, they didn't have any children.
I know some of the family members, couples didn't have any children, but I don't know who they were.
Well, at that age, a lot of them died having children.
That's true.
There's someone who's lived to be 100.
Lots of them actually.
When Grandpa was at El Verno, he insisted George and I have a birthday party for him. He says, I am not going to live to be 100. And those nurses up there, they said sometimes people make up their mind when they're going to go, and that's what happens.
Because he was really close, wasn't he?
He was 99, plus well, he died in January 3rd of 1990. And his birthday was in September 23rd. So, just a few months.
But what he did want to live for was the second coming of Halley's Comet.
He did too.
And he did.
He told me he wanted to be on Willard Scott. But
You have to be 100.
you have to be
It'd be
100.
hard to be on Willard Scott.
Because he gave up, changed station.
I was looking over here at that tree trunk. I don't know if that tree is growing on the
I think it
other
is
side of the
growing
trunk
into.
or
I think it's growing in out of it.
That's what
I noticed that before.
Uh-huh.
I've been noticing that too.
Yeah, it's pretty noticeable actually.
Yeah.
What's the next cemetery we're going to look at? Schlott?
Well, I was just thinking, a guy I used to work for started doing web design because his dad was into genealogy. And so he started websites just with pictures of gravestones. Like, we probably could have looked all this stuff up online. Gone to the library, got some lunch somewhere.
Look at the fun you'd miss, Jeremy.
What? It's growing right in the middle of a tree that's split into two.
Well, that's amazing.
Charlie wants you to take a picture of it. Oh, she's going to take it.
Yeah. I actually zoomed in on it earlier.
Or somebody has quite a pretty good herd of cattle over there.
I passed one that was probably over 100 on the way here.
I'm sure there's some out here like that.
I
There's
don't usually see it that big in Iowa. Not my parts. Usually get like 20 or so. Small farmers, that's what they do on the side.
Yeah.
is there lights?
We know a guy out in Des Moines area, or maybe he's up in Independence, I can't remember. He's a veterinarian, like a farm vet, and he has like 200 pigs as just a hobby. I know, right? It's making 3 times I do as a hobby, on top of his vet position, which is...
They stay in the car, or they stay do it. They love to do it part.
Anything else at the Sugar Creek Cemetery we need to make note of while we're here?
I can't think, but
too far back.
Did you notice my quilt block we got for our 60th wedding anniversary?
No.
It's on the corn crib.
We'll have
If you like to take a picture of it,
Right there.
yeah, right on the. Oh. Dee, was that tree there when you lived here?
I have no idea.
You don't know.
I was only 5 years old.
Your dad always talked about those cottonwood trees down there below the barn. So I often wondered if that tree was there. It must have been. Hi. Years ago. This is my daughter-in-law, Sandy.
Shot of this phone just because my kid.
A cane from here to the car?
I used Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
He made sure I got there
Just to use
safe.
you on the way out.
Jeremy's my grandson.
Oh, okay.
I'm half of her grandchildren, as we said.
Yeah, and what is your first name?
Jeremy.
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 That's my baby daughter.
Yeah, okay.
I'm Jeans. The one who just left.
Her mother, yeah, his mother was sitting there.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever you can tell us about your property, we'd love to hear. How long it's been in the family, how you got it, anything like that.
Well, for one thing,
I will. Okay, thanks.
well, I'll start right from the very beginning. I was born in this house.
That's a beginning.
I,
I would say so.
that's the truth. I was born in this house.
So was I.
I know.
You were too.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
And we lived here until I was about 5, and then we moved to Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
So how old would you have been then?
Well, the wife and I celebrated 60 years in this area. I was, we were out of here after we got married, and I was drafted at that same time
Oh, yeah.
in the Korean War. And then when we came back, I guess well, we lived in Clinton shortly after that. And then Dad passed away, and he had a sales route, and then I took over the sales route. They wanted me to, so I tried it, but Dad told me there was another route open up by Dyersville or Manchester. That was Delaware County, and I says, I'll try it, being you're selling here yet. And shortly after that, Dad passed away. Then the company, actually from Freeport, Illinois, thought it'd be nicer if I come down here and live in this house, and because I was doing the same thing up there.
What were you selling? What were you selling?
We were selling Raleighs, I don't know, something like McNess or Watkins.
Oh, okay.
Home products.
Yes, yes, met a lot of people, had most of Delaware County, went all around up there and up around Petersburg, maybe you've heard of it,
Petersville?
Earlville and Manchester. We lived in Manchester for 8.5 years about, and well, that is when we made the change to come down here.
So you got the house, your parents were the last ones to live in this house before you?
Well, this house, a Mr. Singer owned this place. And my dad and his brother Pete Sterk bought this place from Mr. Singer. I don't know if Mr. Singer must have died or moved someplace else, maybe a nursing home, I don't know.
But even before that, did they rent from him?
No,
The family? No?
No, my dad bought it, and his brother Pete, they lived here. Well then, you were in here before
We
that.
were in here We moved out of here in 1930, we went to Charlotte.
19, that's right. The folks told me you
Yeah.
moved to Charlotte, because your dad did carpentering and he was doing carpenter work over there, and I think Joe might have been hauling cattle into
Yeah,
Chicago.
he was,
Okay,
for something.
And you know
Guy's
what?
name
I
was
don't
Cam.
remember this because I was born in 1930.
were ya?
So was there somebody else that did Mr. Singer live here between
Mr.
1930?
Singer I never heard of.
No,
Ah.
it's Springer.
Springer?
Was it Springer?
It's Springer, wasn't
Oh.
it Springer?
You know, okay, you are right. It is Mr. Springer.
No, I don't remember that.
Was he living here between
He
any of
owned
the?
this. He owned this.
But they were here until 1930. Then did Mr. Springer live here?
No, his
No.
Ben and Pete bought this from Mr. Springer.
In 1930?
No, before that.
Oh, before that.
Yeah, and then they lived here, and then Ben got married, and Katie, so they lived here, and they moved to Charlotte. And then Kate and Ben lived here for how many years? I forget, till we lived here. We
Well,
came
yeah.
here in 72.
Yeah, we moved
So Ben
in.
and Kate were here probably from well, you were born in 33,
Yeah, 1933.
and Margaret was born a couple years before that, so probably 31, 30. Ben and Kate were here from 30 till 1980, or 73, 72.
That sounds right to me.
And we came here, and then we've been here ever since.
And before that, and Jean, you said you lived here for several years?
We moved out of here in 1930.
Well, you were born here in what year?
I was 1925.
1925. And how long, and had it been in the family before that? Had your family lived in this house prior to?
I don't know how many years. I would have to look it up at home
Uh,
because my parents lived in South Dakota for several years, and then they moved back
Yeah,
here.
that's right.
Well, that's when they moved here, when they came back from South Dakota.
Well, not right away. At first, they moved in with Grandma and Grandpa Sterk, and
Down the hill.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
Grandma Rose was the oldest, right?
Grandma Rose
Yeah.
was the
Was
oldest.
Grandma born in South Dakota then?
no, she was born here.
She was born here.
In this house, or she was born in Brown Station?
No, she. I've got a picture of the house, but I don't know just where it was located.
But it was not this house.
do you
I
mean,
think it was
do
Brown
you
Station.
mean who was the house stood?
You know, remember Rosie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My mother.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did they live before? Then where did the Rickrolls live before this?
Before this.
Well, we're missing something here.
They lived in a couple other houses before they lived here,
Okay.
after they came back from South
Oh,
Dakota.
okay.
But
And
they were close by houses too, weren't they?
Yeah, but I have pictures of them. I don't know exactly where they were located.
I don't
Who
think
lived in this house before them? Do you know? Was
That
it
would be Mr. Springer.
Mr. Springer or was it another?
Mr. Springer, chances are Mr. Springer built this house.
Oh, okay. So the first relative that was in it was Grandma and Grandpa Rickrell,
Apparently.
and then it stayed in the family since
Right.
then. That's a long time.
From 1930, you said?
1925.
25 to 2013.
So Aunt Jean, were any of your siblings born in the house?
George.
And George younger or older than you?
George is 2 years older than me.
Okay, that puts it 2
Okay,
years
so
older.
that'd be 20,
George about
23,
85.
1923.
He'll be 90 in a couple
George
weeks.
will be
Oh
90.
my,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Bob, were any of your siblings born here too?
I was born here too, yeah.
And
He
then
was,
any of
but
your siblings?
No,
No.
Well,
they were all,
I had a sister, Margaret, but she married Clarence Fegan. I don't know, you must know heard that name. But my sister Margaret, she lived between here and Clinton. She married Clarence Fegan, and she passed away quite a few years now already. She had a darn cancer.
And that was Kayla's mother.
Kayla's mother.
Okay, okay.
Uh-huh.
but none of our kids were born here.
And none of your kids were.
The last two were born in Manchester. And the rest were born, one in Macokota and the rest in Clinton.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, now you're getting down to the nitty gritty here, Kathy.
Well, now we are getting in the nitty gritty.
So now
Okay.
we've got it back to the families owned the house prior to 1923. Is that right? Because George was born here.
Well, George was born here at least in 23. And if he turns 90 in a couple of weeks, and it's about, at least by this time, 90 years ago.
So, well, no. 90 years to
Well,
stay in
that's a
one
long
family.
time.
That's a
But
long
We
time.
don't know how long before that, though.
But Jean said she probably has that information, right? That you could find out.
I can find out when my
When?
parents came back from South Dakota.
That's cool.
Yeah, I suppose I've heard too, but I don't remember what they said.
We should have been making a lot of notes way back.
Yes.
Yeah,
But you
a
don't
lot
take-
of things.
You
we
never
never
think
know.
about it.
You're
Yeah.
just too busy with everyday living. You don't
Yeah.
take the time.
Yeah, we can always do that later.
That's what we thought, probably.
Mm-hmm.
However, we don't think
Or
about
like KJ says, who
ones
cares? You
that
guys
will-
are going to be dead
will
anyway.
probably
Who cares?
pass away. That
I was just thinking, I've lived in a bunch of dumps. Why do I want to keep track of
That's so
them?
we don't get all the
That's the best I
information.
could do.
Yeah.
You
And then-
wanna go over and drive
about
your
afterwards.
tractor?
Huh?
You have to go drive the tractor.
He wanted me to test it because
Okay,
we
go
put
ahead.
the brakes in, we might have to adjust them.
I think we probably
Because
got it.
Jeremy's
We
out
can't
of tape
do it.
anyway.
Jeremy
Yeah,
needs
we're
to
good.
go, and yeah, we don't want to.